Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Original Starcraft. The last time we had left off, we had actually finished the Terran campaign. You should have saw the inauguration in the last video. I kind of liked that one. It was a pretty well done speech, I guess, is well written as far as it goes. We're now about to start the Zerg campaign, and you know, this first mission is kind of short. You basically have to go through a tutorial again for the Zerg, because they operate a little bit differently. But they don't make you go through as much as like with the Terrans. Like, they really tutorialize you in the beginning of the Terran mission, but they assume by the point in time you get to these guys, you know them a little bit better. But the first one is kind of a tutorial. We have enough time to do that one. I'm going to make this a short video and just do that first one. The Zerg missions do get a bit harder than, I think, most of the Terran missions, just because it's further along into the game. But in some ways, I think the Zerg are easier to use, so let's go ahead and start, shall we? The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now, efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the overmind, the eternal will of the swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my cerebrates, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
Alright, so we are a unit called a cerebrate, which you don't get to see too much, except for some of the later Protoss missions. But no spoilers, haha. Basically, it's like a big brain thing, and it just controls the swarm.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates larvae, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions.
That's nice.
Now, create a drone and start gathering resources.
Yeah, already on top of that. The larvae come out of the hatchery, and you can just draw a box over it to select it, and then you can tell it to spawn. Okay. And then you can, you know, each hatchery can build 3 of them at a time. So if you have a couple hatcheries, you can select all the larvae and tell them.
Overlords provide control for your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them. You have enough minerals. Select a larva and mutate it into an overlord.
So you can, it makes it faster to build units. A lot faster to build units, actually. The Overlord, like he was talking about, that's basically the equivalent of a supply depot. It's kind of nice because they don't actually have to take up any space, which is actually quite convenient, to be honest. They're also flying units, so it makes...
To create new warrior strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
Alright. The Overlords are flying units, so they can't be attacked by melee, so that's kind of convenient. But I think they have less health than the supply needed by a fair amount. Pretty much all of your units that you can build are built out of these larvae. So, like, unlike the Terrans where you had to build barracks or whatever, and you could get different units from different buildings. The buildings themselves, they just do research and allow you to build with a lower
order your
larvae.
drone to become a spawning pool.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
You'll notice that structures can only implant themselves upon the creep.
Yeah, the creep is the purple stuff. You can only build, other than the hatchery, you can only
You
build...
can make creep colonies to extend the creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
Yeah, what he said. This is a Zerg creep colony. You can convert it into a sunken colony or a spore colony. Sunken colony attacks ground. It does a fair amount of damage, 40 damage, I think. Spore colony does attacks air units and is also a detector. Overlords are a detector as well. So your Zergs start off being able to detect things. Alrighty. We're just gonna build some more drones here because we need to build, we need to get this stuff faster. So because all your units come from hatcheries, you tend to have to build more hatcheries than you would otherwise. Or like, the Terrans only need like a couple command centers, but you definitely need, you know, at least 2 hatcheries. But in your first initial base, but probably like, you know, once you have a second base, you definitely need like 4 or 5 hatcheries to really build units at the rate that you want to. Which could be quite fast with the way the larvae work.
You require more minerals.
But you're going to hear that a lot more, because often you'll have too many selected and you can't be fussed with unselecting them. Or only selecting the one that you need. First thing we're going to do is convert this to a sunken colony to defend against attacks. Because there will be some attacks. Notice, like, once I select, like, if I do one larvae, and then I do another larvae...
Greetings, I am Zaz. I, too, am a cerebrate of the overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive Cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Thank you. Yeah, so there's a small Terran base here. They don't have access to tanks or anything, so they're not very useful. You'll notice that you mutate to an extractor, it only costs 50. That's because your drone costs 50 to start with. So they're a little bit nice to you that way, but not making you pay more than the other races for your extractor. Also, I guess it's kind of nice that it's split in half, I'm not sure. But notice, like, with the Terrans, you'd send it to build a unit, or build a building, or whatever, and you'd get it back. But you lose your drone. So, what that means is that whatever the cost of the building is, it essentially is 50%. It costs 50%. First thing we're going to do is build another sunken colony, maybe, right here. Expand our creep a little bit, and we'll also turn that to make sure it provides some defense. So you notice too, it almost costs 50 more as well, because you have to divert another drone to start mining it, whereas the Terran SUV is still there, so it's starts extracting. Oh, I suppose we can build a, what's this, hydralisks?
Require more Vespene gas.
You do, huh? Well, that sucks. Look at this, I guess. Come on, Overlord. Special in a way? No. Probably over here, just in case. So what we're eventually going to do is build another hatchery, because we will need one. Rather than sending more drones to mine it, I'm going to need another hatchery anyway, so... Should be ready here. Build it here closer to our Vespene geyser so that it'll improve the Vespene geyser mine rate.
You require more minerals.
Yep, you definitely get to hear that more because it's not worth taking the time to select or unselect that or what have you. This allows you to make Zerglings. They're in a regular match or whatever, or later on. There'll be 2 upgrades. There's a speed upgrade, which is nice, and then there's an increased attack rate, which substantially improves them. This is a Hydralisk Den. So the Zerglings, they just attack melee. They're pretty good. Hydralisks are the ranged unit for the Zerg. Well, the reason the Zerglings are pretty useful even in the last tier is because of this, well, this upgrade in particular, because it basically doubles their DPS, their damage per second. So the first tier unit becomes a third tier unit, pretty much. Very, very useful, to be perfectly honest. We'll go ahead and do some research. This is the evolution chamber. That's the sort of equivalent to the Terran engineering bay, which is what we use to upgrade the Terran weapons and what have you. Hydralisks, you can increase their speed, you can increase their range. The speed is more useful than the range, but you want to do both. You just start with the speed because it gets you to where you want them to go faster, so it's more useful, and like they can close the distance faster. No problem there.
You require more minerals.
Yep. We sure do. Set our rally points up here. Go ahead and upgrade the Zerglings first, because we'll probably get a lot more of them. Since the Zerglings do a melee attack, the Hydralisks do a ranged attack, so there's a different upgrade for both of those types of attack, which is a bit different. The ranged melee attack is what you research instead of like air units or mechanical units or air mechanical units. The Terrans only have air mechanical units. Put a few more of these just in case. We probably have enough units, enough drones after these two.
Complete.
Maybe, possibly. One thing that's nice about the Zerg, they really got it to feel like...
More overlords.
Oh, okay. They really got it to feel like a swarm, you know what I mean? Like, the units are relatively cheap, you can produce a lot of them very quickly. Or relatively quickly.
Spawn more overlords.
Spawn more.
Require more minerals.
Yeah, you always do, don't you? Well, this is done. We should research this. I really feel like Marines were expendable, but with the Zerg, the units really feel expendable. You know, when I first started playing this, I found the Zerg to be far easier to play than the Terrans. I feel like the Terrans have the steepest learning curve of the three. But that's the ones you start off with. Now, maybe I'm wrong. You know, don't quote me on that. That was just my impression. Yeah, of course you do. They do have a few plane units, so we do want to make some Hydralisks. This is the Hydralisk, which is bigger than the Zergling. It looks like it slithers. I'm not really sure. It kind of looks weird. We will want some more. But notice how quick, oh, another thing about the Zerglings. When you make Zerglings, you pay 50, but you actually get 2 Zerglings. Technically speaking, each Zergling is 25 minerals. So they're actually very cheap, which also makes them extremely expensive. So even they're 25, but you can still use them as like a late tier unit because of those upgrades that you can do to it. The fully researched Zergling is a very useful and powerful unit. We're almost ready to go. Yeah, I think I want to get 6 Hydralisks. Notice this one. Did you notice the upgrades to what they can do is a lot faster? Stuff there. You got one of them. It's time to send these guys out here and see what we got going.
Our forces are under attack.
Completely sacrificable. Get some more Hydralisks. Double clicking on those. We already have some more Hydralisks. That's fine. So the units are pretty good. They're pretty cheap compared. I mean, that Goliath is 125 versus my 75 Hydralisk.
Our forces are under attack.
Get on up there. Get on up there. Some Zerglings. So if I get 6 of these eggs going, I basically get 12 Zerg, so it's like pretty good payoff, actually. So I just got 12 new Zerglings. For, I guess it was 300 It's really not bad, because the Zerg are pretty good. I like them. Let's go over here and destroy this. Don't worry about those. Go ahead and destroy this too. So yeah, this is just basically a tutorial mission. It wasn't that hard. As you can see, it's like the rate at which you can produce these units is much, much faster. At least it feels that way to me. Like, or maybe the better way to put it is it's just low effort to produce a lot of units. I suspect that's it. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call this video quits. I know it's a bit shorter than my last video, or some of the other videos, but it's getting kind of late, so I want to make this the end for tonight. I produced 76, or 83, haha. Killed 43, lost 23. Well, yeah, you lose a lot, but that's kind of how it goes. Anyway, I want to thank you guys all for watching.